Obviously, thank you everybody for coming. I, as you most likely know, am Hunter. I'm the community manager over here at Arbitrum slash Offchain Labs. And today we are speaking with Robert and the rest of the FluidFi team, who I would say, very brief introduction from my end. Robert, I'm going to let you do most of it. It's described simply as a revolutionary new approach to banking built for the digital age. I took that from your website. I think it sounds really good, actually. That's why I said it. But I would like to get a little more of an introduction to Fluid Finance, Robert, if you don't mind, from yourself. Kind of how it works, what makes it different than like your average, let's say, neobank or whatnot. And yeah, you can take it from there if you'd like.
Hey, Hunter. So nice to meet you. And yeah, it's a real pleasure to be here with the Arbitrum team. We're like, we looked around for what chain to deploy to quite a while ago. We actually deployed to Arbitrum before Aave did, and a few other big names. And we did it because our goal is to challenge the global banking industry. And yeah, Arbitrum was our favorite chain based on how fast it was and how cheap it was. So yeah, so it's really cool to do a Twitter Spaces with you. Thanks. And as an overview, so we're a bank alternative. We're based in Geneva, Switzerland. The vision is really to offer an alternative to the banking industry. And one of the big reasons why we're different, to answer your question, is because we're on Arbitrum. So what we've done is essentially we've linked a traditional bank account. So we offer traditional bank accounts in Europe and the United Kingdom. And from those bank accounts, you can connect a Web3 wallet, and you can mint essentially your own digital cash directly to Arbitrum. It takes, I mean, it's just mind blowing. It takes only a few seconds to go from like, a full traditional bank account to the Arbitrum chain. So we're really excited about our web app the 1st of June. We've been testing it with our community. We have a token. Our token is on SushiSwap, on Arbitrum. And we also have developed these digital cash accounts. So these digital cash accounts also are connectable to Web3 Wallet, to a MetaMask, also on Arbitrum. And you can go from that fluid account, as we call it, that's open to anybody anywhere in the world, and essentially it's digital cash that can be deployed directly to your Web3 wallet, your MetaMask. So yeah, that's the company in a nutshell.
And may I just say how absolutely, pardon my phrasing here, but insane that is, that there's a solution out there, being you guys, that you can connect, like literally like your Web3 bank account essentially to like a traditional bank account. Because that's kind of what you guys are making it sound like. And I think I would love to actually get more just really quickly into how you guys got into crypto, into this field in general, because it's a very like banking and crypto are obviously two like almost opposite fields, frankly. So I'd be very interested to know, Robert, how you got into fluid finance, as well as Jessica, and actually I don't think we got your name. I'm gonna call you Shiny Droid.
That's fine. People call me that sometimes. No, I'm Tina, Hunter.
Okay, Tina. I'm gonna call you Tina. I'm not gonna call you Shiny Droid. I'd love to know how you guys got into fluid finance and what your motivation was to make a product such as this.
Yeah, well, thanks, Hunter. So, I'm the founder, and my vision was to, like I said, was to challenge the global banking industry. So I'm a traditional banker. I spent most of my career in London and New York. I also worked in Moscow and Hong Kong. And I mean, my background is really traditional banking. And so I was kind of disillusioned by it, and I was trying to create a challenger bank based here in Switzerland. Switzerland's, a great country, but it's quite small. I wanted to do something that was global, and the only way to do that is essentially on chain. And my vision was also to be very democratic, was to allow anybody anywhere in the world to have a bank account. And you just can't do that in the traditional space. You have to go jurisdiction by jurisdiction, get a banking license, or sign deals with partners. And so, it was always my vision to kind of combine traditional banking with crypto. I think, crypto is simply the internet just for money. I think we're in the very, very earliest days. You see a lot of experimentation, particularly in DeFi. Some things work, some things don't work. But I think that the technology is so mind blowing. I think it will change the way that we do money. So I started off kind of first as a Bitcoiner, and then because I really love the concept that like the government can't interfere with it, that it's a peer-to-peer cash system. And then as I started building, it's a lot easier to build on on Ethereum. And so we built essentially something like that is programmable. Our vision is to move our core banking ledger on chain. At the moment, we expose our treasury endpoint so anybody can look and see essentially what we have in treasury. That's important, Hunter, because we create basically our own stable coin, I guess you could call it. I really don't like that term though, because it implies that it is linked to something like the dollar. And what we do is that if you open a bank account with us and you put in you can top it up with say like $1,000, our technology allows you to mint. You yourself can mint that $1,000 to change. So we call that digital dollars, DUSD. That's minted to Arbitrum. And then you can cross through our ETH pool, and you can do whatever you want in crypto. So yeah, my vision was really to kind of tank banking to anybody, and we've created two amazing products. If you download our mobile app on the App Store or the Play Store, there's two kind of welcome screens. One is better than a bank. And it's better than a bank because our digital accounts pay 4% in US dollars. We have 4 different currencies that we offer at the moment. Actually, our backend is integrated 32 different currencies. You can send it anywhere in the world. It's free and instant. With that digital money, with basically that stable coin that's on Arbitrum, you can get a Fluid card if you have a Fluid token. So if you're basically a shareholder in Fluid Finance, you get a Fluid card. Fluid card is a MasterCard, so it operates on the MasterCard network globally. Doesn't matter where you are. You can be in Japan, Chile, Ukraine. You can open an account, you top it up, you have digital cash, lives in the digital world, lives on Arbitrum, and you can spend it in the real world, in the traditional world. You can buy crypto with it, or you can buy coffee with it on your MasterCard. And then the second screen is better than an exchange, because we offer this on and off ramp that's really breathtaking. Hunter, you can go from a traditional bank account or one of our Fluid accounts on chain on Arbitrum. It takes less than 20 seconds, and it costs a fraction of what Coinbase or Binance would charge. So for me, that's really the future. We've really integrated the entire traditional space with the crypto space, well, with Arbitrum anyway, and it's available in one global super app that you can use it on as our web app, which you can get on our site, or you can download it from the App Store or the Play Store.
Yeah, no, again, thank you for all that. It's really cool just to hear all this being an actual product, because I've been in crypto since 2017, and for the most part it's always been completely separate, not even a thought in my mind to have both of them combined. But yeah, Jessica, Tina, if you guys want, you can kind of give a little intro yourself and how you got into Fluid Finance and whatnot. Then we can kind of go directly into more Fluid related questions.
Sure, that sounds good. So just to give a little insight into kind of my background, I actually started my career in the same little town that I'm in now. I'm currently in Geneva, Switzerland with our Fluid team. And I started my career as a broadcast journalist for a Swiss bank here, so mostly Forex exchanges. And 2015 was when I first started hearing about crypto. And as soon as I heard about it, I became completely obsessed with the concept. I thought it was completely the future. It was revolutionary, and it was really going to shake things up in a way that we hadn't seen before. So I was really excited about it, and I was excited to be a part of the journey. I moved to work full-time in crypto in 2017. And Hunter, I know you were saying you started your career in 2017 in crypto as well. And for me, one thing I really found was I completely believed in the tech. I was working in media, so I got to interview a lot of innovators and really revolutionary people. And one thing that I found was that I couldn't feel like I could recommend crypto to friends and family that weren't techies, because the one exchange at the time was Bitfinex. It was like early 2017. The user interface was a little bit difficult. There was also Kraken, and it wasn't so friendly for people that weren't tech advanced. And I met Robert actually via a YouTube interview. I was interviewing him maybe 18 months ago, and I became really infatuated with his passion for the industry, but also how accessible this space should be for everyone. And I was just beforehand working in CoinMarketCap as a media specialist. And I really felt like this was the future. The future is education and information in crypto for sure, but also it's a way that you can get into crypto and in a stable and safe way. It's not something that should be seen as so risky. There are volatility in the markets right now, but there should be a way for you to explore the future of Web3, the future of NFTs without putting yourself at such a risk. So when I had heard Robert's kind of elevator pitch on what he was building, and then I actually met him and his tech team in Croatia around 7 months ago, I was like, I really think this is going to change the world and I have to be a part of it. So that's just a short summary, how I kind of came into fluid finance, and I joined the company in February of this year. And it's been amazing to see what we've built so far. And so much more is to come as well. So this is really just the beginning of something so special.
Awesome. Yeah, and frankly, it's great to hear like all the different country names. You know, I'm over here chilling in New York, and here at throwing around Switzerland, Croatia. Shachina's gonna mention another country. I don't even know. Um,
Of course,
uh,
I'm going to mention another country. I don't know.
hey, let's go for it. What do you got?
So I'm Tina. I'm the head of campaigns at Fluid. I'm from Austria, so that's another country. And I actually used to work. I was a campaigner in politics, so that's where I'm coming from. And I obviously got very, very disillusioned with politics and politicians specifically. And I think one of the main reasons that is problematic with government politicians is that they restrict access. I mean, who has access to money and their own finances is actually really a powerful question for the freedom that people have. And it's not just about, where financial power lies. It's about the individual's choice to do with their money what they want. And once you start out in crypto like I did, then you really quickly realize that your access to it and as well, especially your exit from it, is very much restricted by centralized players. So I think most of us have made the experience that if you want to transfer some of your crypto funds out of the Web3 space, then you're basically going to be treated like a criminal. Like your banks are going to block you and you're going to have to send all kinds of documentation and information as to where this money comes from and what you're going to do with it. And then it gets super complex when it comes to tax and so on and so forth. And that doesn't even take into account the fact that there's so many people who don't even have access to a bank account or don't even get the chance to go into the crypto space and experience what we experience here. And if they do, maybe 2 months later, they'll be their access to it will be restricted again. So when I got into Fluid Finance, which was as a community member and an investor in the shares of Fluid, actually, I very quickly was super convinced that this is not just an instrument for myself, but really that it's revolutionary in such a sense that we can actually give access to everyone, not only to this space, but also to control their own finances, which I find extremely liberating.
Yeah, no, I mean, great to hear. It really sounds like, for frankly all of you, that like, part of your journey into crypto is really just kind of exploring this new world. And I guess, for most people, it's similar. But again, it's really cool that, it's this specific type of product where you're kind of integrating, quote unquote, the old world with the new world. And kind of to kind of actually really jumpstart our conversation more into fluid finance, I mentioned that earlier, but like, how does it so how is fluid finance different from like your quote unquote like crypto friendly neobank? And if you don't mind like kind of explaining a little more about what a neobank is in the first place. I'm not sure if everyone in the crowd knows exactly what that is, but it'd be cool to kind of explain the differences there.
Sure. Well, I can do that. So, it's a really good question, Hunter, and like your typical neobank essentially, I think, provides like better banking services and it's a better user experience. And what you've got essentially is a lot of these challenger banks, neobanks have done a lot of nibbling around the edges. They've made the UI and the UX better. They made it more convenient, but really they haven't changed core banking. So what makes Fluid Finance different than your average neobank, I mean, than anybody that we see as a competitor, is that we're challenging core banking. So our idea is to completely replace the way that like people interact with money. And the way that we've chosen to do that is with Arbitrum because it's the ideal scaling solution for Ethereum. Essentially, we're very Ethereum focused. So when I founded the company, I capitalized it in ETH. So it's the first company in Switzerland ever to be capitalized in ETH, and the only one I know of in the world anyway. So it took a long time. Auditors came in and like figured out what is ETH, and it has to go from my personal wallet to the corporate wallet and stuff like that. So it's for sure we're an all-in bet on Ethereum and the scaling solutions. And then the next biggest difference I think is control, which kind of Tina and Jessica talked about a little bit, because we give control to the users. Your average neobank is still a bank. It's like you're trusting a centralized solution. And what we have is we have the ability to connect a traditional bank account or your Fluid accounts, which is for our digital cash. You can connect both of those to a Web3 wallet like MetaMask, and you can take control of like all your own money. So that's the biggest difference. Because we cut out the bank, and because we've essentially integrated, we're basically Fluid Finance is like the love child of a bank and a crypto exchange. So that's what we do. We provide bank accounts if you're in Europe or the United Kingdom. We provide traditional bank accounts. If you're anywhere in the world, we provide digital bank accounts. We're launching in the United States next month. So we're going to offer FDIC insured bank accounts in all 50 states. And all of our accounts can be connected to your MetaMask. And so what we do as well is we offer a superior on and off ramp from crypto. So if you want to go from a traditional bank account, basically anywhere in the world, including our digital cash accounts, you can go from there directly onto Arbitrum. It takes only a few seconds. It costs a fraction of what it costs for Coinbase or Binance. And you can, you can go directly to your own MetaMask. You can go from a bank account in Europe, United Kingdom, soon the United States, directly to your own your own wallet. If you're anywhere else in the world, you can top it up. You can buy our digital cash. You have control of that digital cash. You can connect up your MetaMask to our Fluid accounts. And not only is our digital cash superior to a stable coin, because it's just a digital representation of money that exists in traditional bank accounts, which is held by our partner banks and is also 100% insured. And like I say, we expose our treasury endpoint so you can see it in real time, the amount of digital cash or a superior stable coin we think on chain equals exactly what we have off chain in a traditional bank account. You can also look at our contracts. Our contracts are on Arbitrum, and you can see that there's something that there's code in the contract that enforces that we cannot create more on chain than we have off chain. So essentially, by combining traditional bank accounts with Arbitrum and using it as an exchange, we share those exchange fees with our users. So we pay our users 4% in dollars, 3% in pounds, 2.1% in euros, and 1.7% in Swiss francs. So basically, it's a much higher interest rate than you would get in a normal bank, but it's real money. It's not fake. It's not coming from some experiments in DeFi, which are a little bit of a flawed business model in my view, and also incentivized with tokens. This is actually we pay real interest in real digital currency derived from our exchange activities. So yeah, I think it's a completely different model than neobanks, and it wouldn't be possible without Arbitrum. So yeah, it's really cool.
No, yeah, yeah. Thank you for that explanation there. I mean, like at least personally, me, like I got into crypto really just through the tech, and then obviously the money involved and all that stuff. So I'd never myself been involved in traditional banking or anything like that. So hearing more about like what these differences are, and frankly, I'd never even heard of a neobank before I started doing research on you guys. 'Cause obviously, um, it kind of makes sense there. But I think what would also be very interesting to talk about too is the types of so like you have this one connection obviously with the crypto space by having being able to actually link a MetaMask, for example, to your Fluid Finance account, right? Um, I guess another question is taking that a step further. Are there any integrations kind of with any like Arbitrum native dApps? Like, trying to like, can I like leverage up on GMX or Tracer or take options out on DopeX or something like that via Fluid Finance? Um,
so
or yeah,
so that's coming next. That's for sure. You got to start somewhere. We just launched on the 1st of June. So our base app like is a web app, so you can get it from our website. So it's like app.fluid.ch, or you can get it mobile, which is on the App Store or the Play Store. And the idea now is that we put the user in control, Hunter. So like rather than somebody at Bitfinex or Coinbase or whatever in control of the minting, our users are in control of the minting. So you can literally mint your own like digital dollars, and then you can go through our pool. So it's a smart contract running on Arbitrum. We have a pool that is DUSD ETH. So you can literally go from US dollars to digital US dollars to ETH. And one of the really cool things with our interface is you can literally drag and drop. I mean, it's insane. You can literally drag and drop real money from a traditional bank account into your MetaMask on chain on Arbitrum, and then you can go through ETH. And then once you've got ETH, of course, you can use all the dApps that are running on Arbitrum. The next stage of our development for sure will be to integrate our digital cash with, we particularly like, Aave and Yearn, and our shares trade in tokenized form on SushiSwap. So yeah, the next phase is to get adoption by dApps, and it's what I'm working on right now. Some governance proposals, but yeah, that's coming. I mean, what's really insane is like as we've been testing this out with some members of our community, we have one guy, for example, who's a shareholder because our tokens are real shares; they're equity in a Swiss bank alternative. And so we have like one of our community members actually sold his crypto through Fluid Finance. So he went from crypto to DUSD to euros. So he did a FX cross from dollars, like digital dollars, to euros, and then he bought an apartment in Greece in like less than a day. So like from start to finish. So you can literally also with our really cool like UX UI, you can drag and drop your crypto from like on chain in your Web3 wallet to a traditional bank account or to a digital cash account, and then you can send it out through Swift, SEPA, ACH, faster payments, whatever. We're integrated into 17 different local payment networks around the world. We're actually on the traditional side. We're built on exactly the same architecture as Revolut or Klarna. We use Currency Cloud. So yeah, so it's really neat, and we're also like partners with MasterCard here in Europe, and we're going to be issuing Visa cards in the United States. So with our stable coin, with our like digital dollars, you can actually spend that like anywhere that MasterCard and soon Visa are accepted.
yeah. No, I mean clearly a crazy amount of integrations you guys have already, it sounds like, and then more coming forward. Um, I think to honestly take another step deeper into more the crypto side of your model, I'd like to get a little more into like how Fluid and DUSD like kind of work, and how they interact with each other, and what a user would use them as. I know you kind of spoke a little bit about DUSD already, but maybe a little more clarity on how both of them work specifically and how they kind of fit into your model.
Yeah, well, it's digital dollars, digital euros. We've got 32 different currencies that a user is able to create. We're offering 4 of them at the moment, but in the future it'll be 32, from digital yen to digital pesos. Like, essentially it's very simple, Hunter. It's like real money on chain. So if you have like $1,000 in your bank account or your digital cash account with us, you yourself as the user can mint that and then use it on chain. So like I said, we've created one pool at the moment. Again, it's on Arbitrum because it's our favorite chain. You can go from like digital dollars into ETH or ETH to dollars. So you can like mint or redeem from our app or through the smart contract. And yeah, once you have ETH, of course, you can do anything, right? On Arbitrum, we're going to integrate our own digital cash into different protocols. But you can also, we're also going to, we've just started, but we're going to integrate it into like, NFT marketplaces. We're going to use it for gaming. We're going to use it like, yeah, in lots of ways. You can also use it within the Fluid ecosystem. So you can send it to anybody, anywhere in the world, and it's free and instant. You can, like, for example, if you were living in the States, you could like send it to like whatever family back in like Mexico or the Philippines or something like that. Again, it's free, instant. And then your family member, if they hold like a Fluid token, at least one, they can get a Fluid card, which allows them to spend their digital cash. So regardless of where you're based, you can get like a Fluid card, and you can spend like digital dollars, digital pesos, whatever. You can also withdraw it from local bank machines. So yeah, I think it's a real revolution. Like, once you've essentially brought together traditional banking and crypto, I think it's just unbelievable the things that you can do. We combine that also with an exchange, so it's a superior like on and off ramp. You can spend it on your cards, and really, it's made possible by Arbitrum, because if we didn't have the Arbitrum scaling solution, like I mean, I love it, the fact that you've got like Ethereum security. But Ethereum is very expensive for transactions. We're really designing something to challenge the core banking system, and yeah, and with Arbitrum, we can really do that.
Exactly, and I think it's really cool to kind of, again, see projects like I mentioned, like Fluid Finance kind of come about. Especially using Arbitrum, because it's like, I've had people like ask me like questions about like like what's going to be the new type of dApp that was clearly impossible to make on Ethereum, or like any other chain that's, well, pretty much Ethereum at this point. Ethereum's like the big one, right? So it's like, given that their transactions on Arbitrum are more or less instant and very, very cheap, it's really cool to see all the use cases kind of coming out of that. Fluid Finance being one of them. It'd be very interesting to know too. So then, you get that was a great background, obviously, Fluid Finance, the tokens that you guys have, etc. Like, so as an Arbitrum user, let's say someone in the crowd, what could they do essentially on Fluid Finance currently? I know you mentioned most of it already, kind of like connecting a MetaMask wallet and whatnot, but I guess you can go directly from MetaMask if you don't even have an account, somehow like set one up and then just like cash out through there, or
Yeah, well, I guess as an example for like redeeming, like our community member, it's like selling his crypto. Like, he sold his crypto for ETH, and then he went from ETH to our digital cash. From our digital cash, like digital dollars, he then went to euros, because he's European, and he bought an apartment in Greece. So that happened in less than a day. There was no KYC checks. There was no banks asking you, hey, where did you get this money? Yeah, so as like a redeeming, that's an example. I myself you can see on YouTube, I minted just over $1 million to my own MetaMask the other day from my personal bank account. And then you can like use that as a payment system. So you can send it anywhere around the world. I mean, Jessica and Tina and I were at like a cool meetup here in Geneva the other day, and we were talking to some local bankers, like Swiss bankers, about like what you could do. And like, we were sending like money like from our phone to like the phone of like somebody else, like into their MetaMask, and like, on Arbitrum, it takes like seconds, and like people can't believe it, right? Because if you send money through the traditional banking system, it takes forever, and you don't even know where it goes, and it costs a lot of money. And here it's like free, instant, global because of Arbitrum. So payments are one thing, remittances, you can mint, you can redeem. If you are in the where we have traditional bank accounts, you automatically get virtual cards. So you can then spend it. You can spend your money, whether it's like fiat or whether it's digital, immediately on your cards. That's coming to the US as well. Like I said, we're going to launch in the US next month. So those are all the things you can do. And if you want to participate in crypto, like you can send in money to us through basically any payment system like ACH, Swift, SEPA here in Europe. It's added to your account. Your account is topped up. You then can mint yourself. Like you literally can take like your money from a traditional bank account. You can drag and drop it on chain to Arbitrum. It takes seconds, costs like a fraction of Coinbase or Binance. Then you can go through our pool, and you can do that in unlimited amounts. We have a partnership with Genesis Global Trading. So we can mint or redeem basically almost unlimited amounts of crypto, which we have done for some of our users, like millions and millions. And then you can buy, you can mint, you can buy ETH, and then with ETH you can basically do anything on Arbitrum, right? So.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. I think also like an interesting kind of a topic of conversation here. I'm not sure if Jessica, Tina, you guys want to join in as well on this one, but is like so the idea of which kind of crypto person we're I guess you guys are targeting, right? Is it going to be that person who's just coming in? Maybe they just heard about NFTs, maybe they just heard about Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is, and they're kind of like a newbie to this space. Is it like your crypto native that's just like I said earlier, going leverage long and leverage short and everything, every other day? Um, I don't know, because I think both of those types of people have different mindsets on whether they want to be directly connected to like a financial institution, or whether they just want to have their stuff completely separate. Feel free to take that question with as you will. Very broad question.
Hunter, I'm going to leave like Jessica and Tina to answer that, because they're so much more confident than I am to answer it. And I have to get back to my day job. I have a call with our US partner because we've fully integrated, and we're going to offer these bank accounts in all 50 states, including New York. So Hunter, I expect you to be opening a Fluid bank account in the future, and you'll be able to like mint directly to Arbitrum. Maybe we can catch up in New York. But if you don't mind, I'll drop off, and I'll let Jessica and Tina keep chatting about what great fans we are of Arbitrum.
Thanks for coming on, Robert. Appreciate it, man.
All right, cool.
Awesome. So just to jump in and answer that, and I think actually, Hunter, it kind of goes back to what you were saying at the beginning when it comes to how are we different from a neobank. And I think neobanks really were just kind of like, in 2010, there was no one that had revamped the banking industry, and suddenly neobanks came into play, and you could have a smartphone application on your phone, and you could trade Forex for free. And this was revolutionary. And I think typically it started with people that were younger, they like to travel more, they were the first people to reap the benefits. And then there was a snowball effect. So if you were onboarded in, say, 2015 to Revolut or Monzo or the US version of that, then you might have talked to your mum about it, or even your grandmother or your younger brother, and kind of passed on this world and all the benefits. And with us, our platform's so multifaceted. So if you are someone that is actually not into crypto yet, but you love to travel, the free Forex and the free transfers, that's a really enticing element for you as well. We also offer Fluid accounts where you just need an email address to sign up. So for people that have an issue with they constantly are traveling and they're not sure which kind of banking partners to align with, this is also something that we can really help facilitate. If you are crypto curious, like for me, I'm the proud owner of one NFT. I'm not sure if anyone listening has already acquired some NFTs and also kind of got into the metaverse world yet. You can reply with an emoji, and we'll see how many of you guys are already into the whole NFT hype right now. But for me, it's like I like to watch at the sidelines. I like to see what's going on. And I also like to know that if I quickly want to get into this industry, I can at the drop of a hat. And it's not something that's going to take a day to kind of get on board and get money into Coinbase or another exchange and then convert it into MetaMask. I love that it's so fast on this application. And then also, I think one huge demographic that no one has thought about for a while. So I actually full-time live in Dubai, and in Dubai, it's suddenly become a haven of the crypto OGs. These are the guys that have been in crypto since 2013, 2014. You can call them the whales of the cryptocurrency space. You see more supercars than anything else. It's really, really crazy. Even in a bear market, you still see a lot of nice watches, you know? And I'm always wondering to these guys, I'm like, how do you get your crypto out, you know? And I'll let you in on like a little bit of a secret. It's not as easy as everyone thinks to offer up a lot of crypto. If you've become very successful in crypto trading, in NFTs, you're kind of stuck with having, you can either be crypto rich or you can be bank account rich. And there was never a world where you can actually be both. And this is what we're facilitating. So whether you want to prioritize your kind of retail, normal banking of global transfers, or you want to explore Web3, there's all of this in one account, and you can go between these two worlds in seconds. So I actually think this multifaceted, it kind of suits to everyone. I'm more in the space that I like to know that I can opt in and buy crypto if I want to. And for me, I love to travel. So I'm going to be using a lot of the core features that incorporate the free Forex currencies. We have 32 global currencies, and then also the ability to quickly get into crypto. But Tina's a little bit more crypto native than me, so I'm sure she'll answer a little bit differently. So I'll hand it over to her.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, there's a lot of crypto native reasons to use Fluid, but my answer actually is the less crypto native solution, because I think one of the things that's really great about a Fluid account and that is really speaking to users is also the fact that you can hold multiple currencies as you wish. Because for a lot of people, it's really difficult as well to obtain different kinds of currencies. The fact that you can get an account where you can hold where you can hold dollars or Swiss francs or euros in times of really high inflation rates of national and local currencies is, I think, really appealing to people. And the fact that then through the crypto universe, you also have an opportunity to do something with this money and to send it somewhere and to use it in this world independently of your government status or the country you come from, I think is to give this access to people, I think one of the core tools that Fluid can offer, in my opinion. Plus, of course, when we talk about, the DeFi crowd, then I think not a lot of people in DeFi have not once been over leveraged and had to pay back a loan really quickly and then got stuck because either Binance or whatever just didn't, give the funds early enough. So I think with Fluid, at least you'll know that if you have to pay back more than you thought, you'll quickly have access to the money in your bank account as well.
So it's like TLDR in a way. The main thing is just really how versatile, like it's like you can be with like your finances with FluidFi, and like you said, you can hold different types of currencies wherever you're at. And I guess like from like a crypto native standpoint, that's very very good in terms of
Yeah,
like hedging,
you
right?
can also not just get different kind of currencies. Our goal is also to offer as bank accounts to as many people as possible.
Right.
And then you can also get cards in different currencies. So I, for example, have in my Fluid account one virtual card for my euros and for British pounds and so on. And, sometimes if we buy, let's say, products online that are geo-restricted, then that can also be quite helpful.
I think that then is like a great segue into more like the obvious questions that people have when you have traditional companies kind of combining with the crypto native companies and whatnot. It's like just like legally, like how is this all possible? And like how, like what kind of I guess if you can say what kind of like legal stuff have you guys kind of had to face when creating Fluid Finance, and your opinion on this entire like legal kind of legally gray situation in general.
So when it comes to our company business model, It is really taken a lot of work from our CEO to make sure that we've moved in the right direction. We were building this for around over a year before we've got to a point that we can launch. The reason that we've got it from the traditional side of things is that we have local banking partners in each jurisdiction. So for the UK, for those that are listening that are from the United Kingdom or Europe, we have the same banking partners as Revolut. And then when it comes to the United States, we have a banking partner called Bond. So really, we've taken time to curate banking partners in each jurisdiction and make sure they understand the process. They're excited about what we're looking to build, the fact that we have the traditional real currencies, and then we also have the digital currency element. And then obviously from the crypto side of things, we have built on Arbitrum. We have the tokenomics available for everyone to view. We have our stable coin, which is one-to-one verifiably backed. So if anyone is looking to look more into it, I know right now it's really been a tricky time for the stablecoin industry. A lot of people have a lot of questions. We actually have, as I mentioned, one-to-one backed stablecoin. It's real money that's on change, and you can actually verify yourself by going into our treasury. Every one physical dollar that we have in treasury, we have one digital dollar that's on Arbitrum. So we've really tried to work with every single opportunity to make sure that this is as verifiable as possible. We're dealing with people's money at the end of the day. Trust is extremely important. And also, no one's done this before. So we've made sure that we've taken every precaution to move in the right steps.
Yeah, go for it. Tina, I don't know if you're going to say anything.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to add that obviously also insurance is a really important topic when it comes to our industry, especially when you're combining these kinds of industries. And so upon launching the product, we've also made sure that all our accounts in Fluid are 100% insured without any applicable limit when it comes to the amount of money you have. And the reason why we can do this is actually quite simple. It is because we have no access to your money or to the money of our users. They are all in ring-fenced accounts that we have no access to. So even in case of, a catastrophe or bankruptcy of any of our banking partners or ourselves or whatever, these funds are 100% secure and insured against fraud and theft 100%. So all the money that users hold with us is safe at any point in time because we very simply can't access it. And that's what differentiates us also from other protocols that, like Celsius, for example, where all of a sudden your funds can get frozen because what happens there is actually what happens in a traditional bank. You give your money there to them, and then they use your money and do with it whatever they want. And if they fail with their investment strategies or whatever, then actually they just keep the money of the user to pay it back. And this can absolutely not happen with Fluid Finance because we really cannot touch our users' money at all.
Yeah, no, very, very interesting call out there. Shout out to the Celsius folks. Not too good of a situation over there. But yeah, no, I think it's always a very interesting kind of topic to bring up, especially again when we're intertwining the both of them. Mainly just because it's like again, me being in New York, and me doing a little research on just kind of how legality within the space works, or I guess legality and prosecution, I should say, is that I feel like the main issue with the legal side of stuff is that there are so many bad actors out there that they just set a horrible precedent for the entire industry, and frankly, just having projects that come about and put the right precautions in place to make sure that users' funds are as secure as possible really is the best bet. And it sounds like it's the obvious thing to do, but in 2022 you can clearly see that it's not, unfortunately.
It's true.
Yeah.
And also this, sorry, you go ahead.
No, just you go. I'll go after you.
I was just going to say it's true. And I think for a lot of users as well, there is so many options out there. So I think for one thing, for all the audience that are listening that are, looking to test out new products and looking to try them, look into how they are protecting your funds, as Tina's mentioned, what kind of insurance, what kind of regulatory processes they've undergone, what kind of have both in the real world element and also in the kind of on-chain digital world as well, because reputation really is everything. And all you have to do now is go on CoinMarketCap. There's over 19,000 cryptocurrencies listed. So there is going to be times, unfortunately, where people make the wrong choice. And that's why do your own research is the most important thing.
100%.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. It's funny, like even to this day, I feel like it's like kind of a meme at this point, like not financial advice, do your research and stuff like that. But it really does stand true, especially in times like these. But I'd like to continue on a little more with maybe your roadmap. I know Robert had mentioned before he left some like upcoming areas and regions you guys are planning on launching. But I don't know if you wanted to expand on that or maybe mention anything else on your roadmap.
Yeah, for sure. So, as you guys are aware, we launched our mobile application both on Google and also on Apple last week. So, our web application is up and running. Our web application you can sync into MetaMask, our mobile application that is coming very soon. We have some really interesting things in the roadmap. I think one of the reasons for this call and why we're so excited to speak to you guys is we are really keen to partner with other projects that are on Arbitrum and see how we can collaborate and really work together. Our main objective is just to grow the industry, give users ease of use in and out of crypto, and also just give them as many functions as they need so they have ample resources and tools to start their own kind of Web3 crypto digital journey. So, from the digital side of things, we are actively looking for some people that we can collaborate with, and also we are working with an external provider so people can acquire more cryptocurrencies in app as well. And then when it comes to regions, I think this is the area which I'm most excited about from the marketing side of things. This is where I get to have the most fun and kind of really target geo regions that could use this help right now. So we have a few regions in mind right now. You can get a fully licensed bank account in the UK and also in Europe. The US is coming very soon as well, which is such an interesting market for us. And then also we're looking at other different regions as well. So Turkey is one area that we really have our eyes on. And there are some others that we'll be releasing in the next few months as well. And I think what's so interesting about all of these is every region will have different sub narratives as well. And there's different crypto users from different places. So if anyone is watching that can recommend a region where Fluid might benefit, please send me a DM. I do check them and we can have a little look through and see how we can bring Fluid to you guys from the banking side of things, but actually from the Fluid account side of things, anyone, anywhere in the world can sign up today, which is very awesome.
Awesome, yeah. And I think just as a little call out as well, if there's anyone in the audience who do want to kind of, whether it be contribute to Fluid Finance or just kind of join the community, how would they go about best doing that?
So we do check our DMs. We have our Fluid team member that is joining us now. So you can see the little blue logo for Fluid Finance. You can either message Fluid Finance or my name is Jessica. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Fluid. You guys can message me as well. We do have an amazing community as well. So I have to give them a huge shout out. Our community are so active in giving us insights into the different regions which they're based and also just providing us with kind of hype and excitement as well. I know when you're just launching a product, it is long hours and it's a really kind of intense process. But hearing the feedback from our community members from all around the world, it's so exciting to hear the kind of feedback they get when they tell their friends and family about what we've built. So anyone else that is looking to join, please send me a message or the Fluid Finance Twitter and we'll get back to you guys.
And we are also hiring. So even though it's quite a bear market, we're very confident in our product and we are building, and that's why we're hiring as well. We're looking for really talented social media managers as well as content writers. So if you are in Web3 and if you're creative and talented and you want to help us change the world, then you can reach out to me on Twitter, in DM, or just post it in our Telegram channel or send your CV to jobs@fluidfi.ch. And we will be really, really happy to onboard people from the Web3 space and community. And Jessica and myself are also very vocal about hiring women. So if we have some cool women here that want to join our team, then do reach out.
Absolutely. And just one other final point as well. So one element of this that was really important to us is the idea of just giving back and passing on, it kind of like chainmail, sharing the message of testing out Fluid. So we do have a referral program on at the moment. I think one thing with our application is it's so good, you just have to try it out. And that's kind of really what we urge people to do. So we do have a referral program that is up and running. The contest has around 80 days left. So what you do when you open your Fluid application, you can go into your profile profile, and you can set your personalized nickname. Mine personally is my Twitter handle, but you can call it whatever you want. You can go crazy with it. And then once you pass those on to new users, every single person that signs up and tops up their account with $10 or more is one successful invite, and that gives one entry into a prize pool. And we have over $75,000 of isn't tokens that you can't claim. This is our DUSD in our Fluid card is among some of the prizes. The biggest prize is a Fluid card with $10,000 on. So you can spend that straight away anywhere that accepts MasterCard. So we're really keen to get people to test it out, share the message, and pass it on with some friends. And you guys will be rewarded if you do it as well. So we have more info on our Twitter.
Great, yeah, and I'm not sure. It looks like we're closing up here on like an hour mark here. I don't know if you want to open up to questions. If not, then you guys obviously can feel free to DM Jessica and Tina, but it's completely up to you guys. Yeah, did you want to open up to questions, Jessica?
Oh, sorry, I was waiting for the questions to come through. I'm always up for questions. Let's see what we got.
Definitely.
Awesome. All right, let's see if we can bring up here. Icon, see I'm bringing you up here. It's like they're connecting. Give them a moment. All right, you're up, Icon.
Hey, good.
What do you got for us?
Hey, Hunter, how you doing? Thanks for inviting me on stage. Hey, good morning, or better yet, good afternoon, to the fluid finance team. So definitely a great expose, great AMA thus far. I was just wondering in terms of the practical implementation of how you would do a partnership with certain projects on Arbitrum. How would you envision that?
Can I, Jess, or do you want?
No, you can go ahead.
All right. So, hi, Aiken. I mean, that actually definitely depends on the project that we're working with. So there's a couple of sides to partnerships and levels of what we can do. One is obviously we have one-to-one verifiably backed stablecoins that any project can utilize if they want. This could be cool for the second side of liquidity pool, for example, or it could also be cool to offer to users as a stablecoin solution that no matter what happens on chain, they can always redeem this one-to-one to the actual asset in their bank account. Another way we collaborate with projects, I mean, our lead community manager and myself had a call today with another project. We can do shared AMAs on Twitter to discuss interesting topics, to really just further the space and promote education for the Web3 space. I mean, we've also had some interesting calls when it comes to partnerships about giving or helping out with our tech of how to connect the Web3 wallet to bank accounts and stuff like that. So I think at the end of the day, we're quite open for it. And I think we are so versatile and we have such a versatile product. We even are considering building our own NFT marketplace where people can pay basically directly from their bank account. So there's just so many ideas that are out there now. We have an absolutely fantastic tech team. So the possibilities are quite endless. I think what we're really looking for in projects is we work with projects that are legit. So we need to be able to do research on them. We need to know that we don't send our users down, let's say, the wrong path. Other than that, we're very open to all kinds of collabs.
All right. Extra note, perhaps. As you said, I'll start with the extra note. In terms of opening up your own NFT platform, of course, in a sense, it does make sense because you have a stable coin currency that is available on mass market. However, as you are currently on Arbitrum as well, I would definitely suggest checking out. Well, if any of you are on Discord, of course, definitely check out Treasure with their newest launch of Trove. as there could be some synergies in that sense, and would actually also eliminate the cost of your resources, as obviously investing in a marketplace is quite resource intensive, both from a monetary as from a developer perspective. And the secondary question was actually, in terms of how the mechanics of your stablecoin function, is there any documentation on that we could read or that we could find somewhere?
Absolutely. I mean, you can find the whole documentation not only on our tokenomics, but obviously also on our stablecoin, on all our Medium articles. Just check out our Medium. There's a lot of articles about it. At the end of the day, how it works is it's actually rather simple. That's, I guess, what makes it so great. So you have 1,000 of some currency in your bank account, let's say $1,000. You want to mint it on chain. So your $1,000 gets sent to Treasury account, and only when they arrived in the Treasury account, they will be minted on chain. And once you want to redeem them, the on-chain currency gets burned, and only after the burn function, it's going to be released from the Treasury account again. We do not have access to this Treasury account ourselves, so this is an automated smart contract function. We open up our API endpoints of this Treasury account to the public. So at any point, you can obviously check on chain through Arbiscan supply of our digital currency, and then check at the same time the supply in the Treasury account through our open APIs, and it will always be 100% the same.
Right. Well, where could we best find those? Well, that was perhaps my question. Where could we best find those different articles?
I think it's best just to check out our Medium. I mean, I'm just checking. Can we post a link somewhere, Jess?
Yes, we can. So we have it in the Medium. We can actually tweet it out after this. We have a video coming out tomorrow, which is on how you can one-to-one verifiably back by going on our reserves, which is an open ledger, and then also cross-tracking it on Arbitrum. That's coming tomorrow. So I will make sure I've screenshotted it. I will tag you tomorrow when it comes out. We can take a little look. We'll post it on the Fluid account.
All right, that would actually be splendid. In the meanwhile, I definitely wish you both a very splendid day, and thanks a lot for a great AMA.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for coming on, man. Let's see here. Man, how many more speakers should we bring up? How much time do you guys got?
I think we have a little more time, right, Jess?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, cool. All right, bring it up here, Chloe. Let's see if she can spam. All right, Chloe, you're up.
Hey, thank you. Hey, good afternoon. Thank you for hosting this great opportunity. Yeah, very nice to see both Jessica and Shini. I hope I pronounced your name right. Great to have a strong woman in the Web3 community, and you guys are rock stars. First of all, I would love to hear both of you. At your position, what would you give to other women for advice? And then second would be, I'm the community manager for one of the biggest yield farming. Excuse me, my throat has some problem. Yeah, would love to discuss later if there's collaboration opportunities. We have almost 100,000 members, and it's still growing like crazy.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, would love to hear both of you, like Jessica and Shani. As a
Jess, come on, this is our favorite topic.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll let Tina go first here, because we were literally just talking about this maybe 2 hours ago. So Chloe, I love the question. I'm going to hand it over to Tina first, because she's always a rock star at this.
Yeah, so actually there's quite a bit of advice I think that Jess and I give to each other all the time. I think it's not, being a woman in Web3 or in any tech field comes with its own challenges, but it also comes with its own rewards, obviously. I think at the end of the day, the main advice that I can give is keep doing it. You know, sometimes things seem very challenging. Sometimes we do not get taken as seriously as women, and we have to speak up more and we have to work hard. But at the end of the day, we just have to live with this fact, know about it, and help each other. I think networks between women supporting each other is very, very key to this. But the main thing, I think, is don't let it intimidate you. We are strong and we're powerful, and I think at the end of the day, we are very, very, very capable. And a woman in a top position, I think, says a lot about her capabilities.
Love that. And one thing I would add to that as well is just for me in general, cryptocurrency and blockchain is the true definition of freedom. So for me, it's kind of breaking these glass ceilings and empowering people with their own money, their own funds, and the potential this industry has to really just level out the playing field, create a whole new game is just so exciting. And that's why for me, I know it's like I'm so motivated to watch this industry grow, to help men, women alike just build and move forward. And I think actually in this space, I'm sure some people have been in crypto for a few years. This is the best I've seen in the industry. I know there's times I've gone to conferences where it's the ratio is like 100 to 1 with male to women. And at this point now, I'm so proud to know so many intelligent men and women in this space that are here because they love the industry. They have a huge passion. It completely shines through. And I think everyone just is so motivated that this is a freedom tool, and it's exciting what it will bring.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love it. Thank you so much for both of you.
And Chloe, if you want to connect, just DM on Twitter or something. I'm happy to.
That'd be lovely. If you're on the business side, that'd be awesome. I just followed you. If it would be love to be able to DM and then see how we could find a way to collaborate. And Tina, who, if you have to choose one, who is your let's say role model in Web3 and DeFi? Same goes for Jessica.
I can't say Jessica now, can I?
Oh, stop it.
No, I think my role model, I actually think everyone who manages to shape this space, to stay in this space long term, and to not just be in it for a short profit is my role model, because it is such a new and exciting industry. And I think just to be here at this time says so much about how great all of these people are. So if you manage to build something in this space or contribute as community moderators, I mean, the amount of hours I've seen people put into projects that they believe in is incredible to me. And I'm absolutely inspired by all of them.
Yeah, I have to add to that there. I think actually, if you look at CoinMarketCap now, if you open the markets, we've got Bitcoin $22,000, ETH 1.2. Anyone that is still in crypto now, still looking to build, still looking to add value, and still looking to create something which hasn't been done yet and is motivated, they're role models for me. Because you see people when markets are at an all-time high that fly in and they can kind of get a quick win, as they call it, or how to get rich quick during a bull market. And the people that are here now, when markets are low, we've had kind of a consecutive red days for 12 months, week on week. People that are here now and they're motivated and they're educating themselves, like everyone listening on this space, for me is a role model. For me, you guys are going to stand the test of time. It's so awesome to see, and that's really inspiring for me.
Very well said. Thank you so much for hosting the space and be the rock star in there fighting and to be the role model for the women out there. Very, very inspiring. And thank you very much for your answers. I look forward to the future to be unhold. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much for that. Chloe throwing some good energy over here today. Do we want to bring on one more individual? Let me see here.
Sure, let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna bring on Katoshi over here as a speaker.
I was hoping you'd bring on Katoshi because I was so impressed at the name and also the DM the profile picture.
Exactly, that's why I brought him up. Katoshi, you're up.
Hey guys, I appreciate for having the opportunity to be part of the Arbitrum community. I'm thoroughly energized to see how the Arbitrum community continues to grow and thrive. My quick question is about what your project's plan are when it comes to the Asian market.
Thank you so much for the question. That is a great one. So right now we're looking at acquiring new markets and really reaching them in startup sprints because we do have to work with local banking partners at a regional level. So it does take a little bit more time. It does take more energy to really curate those. And then once we have those banking partners solidified, confirmed, and the agreements in place, then we can really look at a marketing launch. So Asia's definitely on our roadmap. It's something that will be really targeted next year for the banking licenses, and we'll be looking at that directly. But actually, you are able to still get a Fluid account as of today, no matter where you are in the world. So anyone globally can sign up for an account. We're also looking for regional community managers as well. So if you or anyone you know is interested, again, like we said, please send us a DM. And yeah, just sign up, see how you find the process. Any feedback would be so awesome for us to hear and us to reflect on. We do listen to every single bit of constructive feedback that we get and really look to answer people in a clear and concise way. So the one thing I would say to everyone that's listening is test it out, get your Fluid account. You can also go on and set your nickname to your crypto Twitter name or whatever you wish. And if you do that, we'll actually send a post out after the call on our Fluid Finance page. If you comment on the post, your nickname that's come with your Fluid account, we will send you some DUSD so you can test it out and just see how the application is.
Lovely. Appreciate that.
Also, and you have to secure the nickname Katoshi before someone else does because it's so good. I would hate to see it go to someone else.
All right, I'll look into that for sure. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'll definitely DM you guys shortly.
Yes, please do.
Sure.
Awesome. Thanks.
Someone is definitely going to be front running Katoshi for that name, just so you know. um, all right. Are we good there? How are you
Yeah,
feeling?
let's do one more.
All right. You have Dow Chemists. Should be coming on relatively shortly. And then I guess we can probably stop there. I don't think I have any more requests. All right, Dow Chemist.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Those are two of my favorite projects, Arbitrum and Fluid. I got to give you guys your flowers because Fluid went through a transition and very successfully rebranded themselves. So congrats on that. And I'm seeing the marketing effort. I love it. I really love the way you guys are promoting the platform, integrating with the project as well. So kudos on that. So I heard you mention potentially foraying into NFTs. Now, as it is a bank, a virtual bank, I was wondering if you're also looking into the metaverse, maybe potentially having a couple of branches on different metaverses. Is it something that you guys are thinking about?
I love this question. First of all, Dow Chemist, thank you so much. I do see you on our Twitter liking and engaging. So first of all, a huge thank you for sharing the love. It's so awesome to see. So we do have some NFTs available, which Tina can jump into in just a second. When it comes to the metaverse, this is something that I have been extremely passionate about since I joined Fluid in February. And there was we had to get our launch, we had to get our mobile app up and running. We still have a few tech refinements to make. At the end of June, we're going to be there and we're going to be ready to really acquire these kind of specific markets. I know for me, when I look at places like Roblox and the future of banking, if we compare the neobanks in 2015, 2010, how people got used to banking on a mobile application, people then found the idea of going into a physical bank is just the most bizarre thing. They thought it was impossible. I now look at a lot of user behavior of people that are 12, 14, 16, and they spend their whole life on Roblox, on these metaverse applications. And this really is the future. People that are say 13, 14 years old, the idea of going into a library to rent a book, going into Blockbuster to rent a DVD is just the most obscure thing for them. And the future is moving in such a digital way. Like, look how far it's advanced when it comes to digital assets in the last 10 years. You can now pay for things on your phone. There's cryptocurrencies, there's digital assets, there's staking, there's all of these elements. So for us now, I'm really looking ahead to, okay, where are the bank for the future? This is what we're building, and this is how we're going to really obtain these new users, and how a new user is going to find us. They're not going to walk past us on a high street branch, but actually people are acquiring. Like Roblox, for example, has 55 million users. So you have to acquire new audiences in different ways. Social media is a great tool for that, education and video content. And also, I firmly am aligned with you. I think the future is going to be in these metaverse applications for onboarding people that are a little bit more online and digital. We have to look where the banking space is going to be in a few years. And I know the people that are looking to acquire retail space in the metaverse, there you have to be there first. You have to get in there. So it's definitely something that we're looking into. I love that you brought it up, because it's really how I see the future of not just banking but e-commerce as well. It's where the industry is heading.
Great, love the answer. Thank you.
I totally agree with you, Jessica. And I know we actually, Jessica and I actually started our jobs at the same day. And I think it was this very day when we actually first discussed this idea, when we said, how cool would it be, you know, in a couple of years to be in the metaverse and just be able to walk into our metaverse bank and I don't know, do really cool things there. Maybe have a vault where people can lock their NFTs, or I don't know. I think the possibilities are endless, and I think we have to utilize these. I think it must also not only be fun, but it must also be going where the world is going, and I think we agree that this is where it's going. And we are really interested in NFTs, not just because a lot of our employees are huge fans of NFTs, but also because the technology of non-fungible tokens is really, really interesting, also from different perspectives. And I think eventually this is going to be some space where we're going to venture in the future if we want to stay relevant as well. I mean, we have, for now, just released some fun projects. We have a launch series of NFT corgis, because the corgi is our office dog, and it's a very cute one. His name is Nugget. So we also bought some NFTs as a company to give away to our community through the Go Fluid program and stuff like that. But I think we are actually really looking to make it possible for our users to buy NFTs with basically directly from their bank account, because I think this space will grow by adoption, and I think we have to make it as accessible as possible, and we have to give the possibility to everyone to access this space without being scared that, you know, their NFT or their, you know, NFTs are art, and this has an emotional component. And if these things get stolen from you immediately, I think this is very painful. And I think to help an integration where people can actually go and have access to these things in a safe, sustainable, and easy way is one of our goals. Absolutely.
Great. Dow Chemist, thank you for coming on, friend. Yeah. All right. I guess we could probably wrap it up there. I'm not sure how y'all are feeling.
Amazing. That was so great. Thank you. So just a heads up to everyone, we are true to our word. So we are going to make a tweet now, and anyone that is keen to sign up, send us your nickname in the thread, and we will send you some DUSD just to get the crowd rolling. Hunter, you better be on there. We hope to see you with your username acquired, so we can send you some funds and you can just test out, sync it to your MetaMask and see how it goes.
Also, from my side, I think the Arbitrum community is absolutely amazing. I think there's so many things we can do together in the future. You know, also all of you and your talents and projects. It's going to be really cool to work with you all in the future. So, and thanks everyone for being here and listening to us for such a long period of time.
Thank you all for coming up in the first place. You know, doing these AMAs and just being transparent, everyone is always a great thing, especially in crypto. So we'll make sure, by the way, if any of you guys join later on in the AMA, to post up a, you know, like pretty much the recording on our Discord later on, and probably on YouTube. So no worries if you missed some part of it. You know, you'll be able to watch it back later. But yeah, thank you guys for Jessica, Tina. To Robert, I say thank you as well, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Thank you,
Amazing.
Hunter, to you as well.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Have a good one, y'all.